Drive straight ahead, turn around in a circle, crash into a parked car, and then drive away.
For a closer look.
Cheapskate only pay for one of the duns. You gotta straighten out your life, man. You
Sometimes
could be
drive
somebody,
straight ahead,
but
turn
if you
around in
keep
a circle,
hanging out
crash
with the
into a
wrong
parked car,
crowd,
and then
you're
drive
gonna
away.
find yourself working down at the gas station for the rest of your life. But I love the gas station. Like a bargain bin Ray Romano now, because Robert.
Sometimes
Robert,
drive
you gotta
straight
take
ahead, turn around in a
responsibility.
circle, crash into a
What you
parked
did, you
car,
gotta tell
and
Ma
then
you
drive
broke your
away.
vase. Raymond.
They
Don't
drive
tell Ma
straight
about
ahead,
the vase,
turn around in a
Raymond.
circle, crash into a parked car, and then drive away.
And we have heard the feedback.
Sometimes the
and
graphics
understand those
don't, they're
impressions
just
are
not ready
polarizing.
early enough in the day for me
Do
to see them.
please go to @CCaptainPolls on Twitter,
Sometimes-
where you can either vote everybody loves Seth's Raymond or everybody hates fun. Some version of that sentence about a bunch of different Trump cronies for over 4 years, and yet somehow it feels like he's about to film
Sometimes
a
the
scene in the
graphics
new
don't- they're
Aquaman
just
where he
not ready
plays,
early enough in the day
I
for
don't
me to
know,
see
a
them.
guy
So.
who guards a sea cave,
You see him
despite
the
the
first
fact
time when you
that
got
he
here.
got arrested by the Postal Service police
They did a
force
hell of a job.
on a Chinese billionaire's yacht.
did a
And
hell
the
of
same
a
thing
job.
that actually happened, and not, as
We're
I
facing
first
a
thought, a
series of
lyric from the Don
AFC,
Henley
get
song
in the car,
Boys of
keep
Summer.
cruising.
I mean, he got
Keep them
arrested by
parallel
postal
park.
cops at a
I'm
Chinese
guessing that dude's
billionaire's
never
yacht.
done a K-turn in
Don't
his life.
look
Of
back.
course,
You can never
Republicans
look
only do
back.
our turns.
That probably won't even make it into the history books about the Trump era because there's just too much to cover. And it's such a bummer because there should be an entire chapter devoted to the fact, walking the beat in those short shorts with my bucket hat and a badge, solving mail
straight
crimes
ahead,
with my
turn around in a circle,
unorthodox
crash into a
method.
parked car,
Chief would always
and
be
then
trying to
drive
muzzle me,
away.
saying, Myers, I got the mayor braided down my neck thanks to your stunt. And I'd say, what am I supposed to do? Just cram the whole Pottery Barn catalog through that tiny slot? I
Sometimes
had to
drive
bring
straight
this
ahead,
window.
turn
And he'd
around
say,
in a circle,
you're gonna
crash
fly
into a
right or
parked
I'll have
car,
your badge.
and
And
then
I'd say to
drive
him,
away.
sorry, Chief, but I'm like an envelope with photos inside. I do not bend. You know, I should probably stop before I give away the
Sometimes
entire
drive
plot.
straight ahead,
New
turn around in a
collaboration
circle,
with
crash
Dick
into a
Wolf,
parked car,
Chicago
and then
Postal
drive
Service
away
Police
too.
Force. Cheapskates at NBC would only pay for one of the duns.
Sometimes the graphics
Chicago
don't,
Postal
they're
Service
just not
Police
ready
Force is
early
just
enough.
one
in
of
the
the
day
many
for me to see
ways,
them.
along
So.
with my new company, My Zipper,
him at the first
and my
time when you
Broadway
got here.
musical, Cicada Cicada, that I'm
did a hell
soon
of a
going
job.
to be the richest man in the world.
He did a hell of a job.
Anyway, what was I talking about?
We're facing a series of AFC.
Steve on here is in a
car with
bathrobe
Ted
and a
Cruz
Yankees hat. He's
teach
eating
him
a
how to
bagel.
parallel
Hey, you
park.
guys looking in
I'm
Rudy's
guessing that
apartment?
dude's never done a K-turn in his
Yeah.
life. Of course,
Okay, because
Republicans
last
only do our
week, he
turns.
woke me up at 3 a.m. He asked me to hold his Bitcoin for him in case the cops came. It was just a duffel bag of old Subway tokens. Also, do you know he married his cousin?
All right, first of all, what 77-year-old man has that many electronic devices? Yeah, Chief, we found 3 phones, 2 iPads, a Palm Pilot, an Atari 2600, 3 blood pressure cuffs. Myers, I thought I told you were off this case. The Postal Service Police Force are never off the case. Was that the same gun or the back gun? So I can only get each one time. Also, I'm sorry, Rudy Giuliani has employees. Can you imagine working for this guy? Hey, honey, I'm gonna be home late tonight. Yeah, the boss thought he had reservations at Morton's, but it it just turns out he bought some salt. I can't picture Rudy actually being in charge of people. When I imagine him employing someone, I just assume he pulls aside a kid on the street and flips him a nickel to run an errand for him like he's Chaz Palminteri in The Bronx Tale. Hey, kid, take this briefcase full of cash down to the docks. You come back alive, I might have something bigger for you. And now we may be getting a better idea of what exactly federal agents might have found on all those devices. Let's first take a trip down memory lane, back to the first impeachment of Donald Trump. You might remember the central allegation that during an official phone call with the president of Ukraine, Trump had tried to extort Ukraine and get them to interfere in the 2020 election by digging up dirt on Biden. We all read the transcript where it was very clear that what Trump was doing was dangling a quid pro quo, and yet Trump denied it, uttering the same refrain so many times, it almost started to sound like a religious mantra you'd hear on the street from some weird cult member trying to convert you.
There was no quid pro quo. There was nothing.
There was no quid pro quo at all.
If you remember at the beginning, it was quid pro quo. But listen to this. There is no pro quo.
That sounds like something you'd say when you get stopped on your way to work by some German tourists in Times Square. Excuse me, can you tell us what to find at the M&M store? Scusi, no pro quo. Ah, the good old days, huh? So quaint.